Amazing Astronaut reporting in. Today we are going to be covering some comic book covers and more about the methodology behind them. Take a look at this. When you want to buy this, always judge by the cover. Take a look, it's me. It's me waving. Hello. Ah yes, the Adobe stock. I'm very proud of this. The experiment. This was actually part of the default slides, so I decided to just stick it in because I do like it. Here we see the materials, the subjects that we'll be covering today, and there are far more sources that go into far more detail about these. Take a look at all these logos. We got Superman, we got Batman, Superman, we got X-Men, we got the Incredible Hulk, we got Talon. None of you know who that is, and that's why I put dead in center, just to confuse you. We have DC's Young Animal. That was the Gerald Way DC Comics imprint that replaced Vertigo for a little bit. Just for some trivia for you. For those who don't know who that is the Chemical Romance main singer. Here we have 4. This was a Marvel Knights comic. Let's see. If I remember right, the writer was Roberto. I cannot pronounce his last name, but it was something Segura? No, I know, something like that. But either way, he went down and made the TV show Riverdale. Yeah. So this comic was actually good. Not all like Riverdale. Like, read this. It's a pain to find because it's just called Marvel Knights 4. So the SEO is not very good there. Here we have Resurrection Man. It was a Dan Abnett, Andy Lanning title. I absolutely butchered both of those names. Here we have Beta Ray Bill. That's the horse 4. And here's 4. So take a look at all these logos. Take a look how I made these logos oddly flow together well. Isn't that weird? That flow. That's going to come back later with panels. Here we have some comic book logos that we broken/shifted. We have the iconic one, which I made super small because I thought it'd be funny. Here we have a Aquaman comic during a event, Year of the Villain, Dark Gifts. If I remember right, that was for the Scott Snyder Justice League run. Here we have Iron Man versus a character who's usually a Daredevil villain. And yes, they've kind of semi-avoided this costume in Daredevil comics. But in Iron Man, you can go all out. And here's an X-Men comic that was part of a event. Extinction Agenda. Maybe they'll do this for the 90s revival series that's going up. Let's see, what's your favorite logo? Post in the comments. Subject, aka what's the goal of the cover? Subject of a cover, to get a sale, to make a prelude to the tale inside, to get the issue out of the door, to give the interior artist a break. That misspelling was on purpose, I assure you. Comment below about what you think. Yeah, take a look at this Shazam. Here we have an ad about his Saturday morning TV show. Shazam, the world's mightiest mortal. Take a look at the sheer energy. Take a look at the comic code logo, the money amount, the issue number, the month it was published in. Yeah, it even has some credits. That respect. We have a subject with an action pose. Whoosh. Holy moly, a dinosaur about to crush the Capitol. And let's see. Can the world's mightiest mortal stop the plot to kidnap Congress? You see, with all these words on the cover, they are to lure you in and to take time to look at the cover to try and push you to buy it. If you're ever wondering about why old comic book titles did that, but not anymore. And another important thing is, can you still see the cover from far away? And I have a video in just a moment that can display it better than I can ever explain it. Take a look at this Ultimate Spider-Man cover from the recent Hickman relaunch. And can you still see this? Do you still know it's Spider-Man? I guess that's a post in the comments one. Lots of feedback one for this video. Take a look. I've included the source. This is from a podcast.
And a liquor brand with like the bottle design, the logo, the feel.
Yeah. You know, if you're invisible, then you're meaningless.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
So
yeah.
I take it, I put it on the back bar, step back 10 feet. Do I see that label next to the other bottles next to it?
Sure.
Got it.
Same thing in a liquor store. You want to put it on the shelf next to the products that are going to be next to you. Step back and take a look at it.
Yep.
Right, and make sure it stands out. It has an identity on the shelf. So even a label color, in this case it's white with the gold blotches on it, has a real visibility to
Sure,
it
sure.
when you look back. And then we actually have 8 different labels. The gold blotches are different on each label, so it's sort of fun.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
That's
Little
cool.
hidden innuendos. I
It
love
feels really authentic, right? Like,
Yep, and there you go. And with that labeling John Taffer mentioned, I suppose you can call that the stuff we
In a
have
liquor
over
brand
here.
with, like,
Oh wait, another page. The power of a slideshow is this wonderful mixture of, oops, screw that up, of what he was talking about with all the labeling and stuff, and if you can still see it if you go back. It's pretty impressive stuff.
In a liquor brand.
Take a look. Clickbait. Don't you love comics that advertise something that only happens on the last page of an issue, dear reader? Or if a superhero is about to call it quits, but they do something else instead that is more or less superheroing? Or a cover that is so out of, I didn't even finish this. Oddly, isn't that fitting? Is that oddly fitting? Take a look at this. This cover, Flash War Epilogue. So this was an Aftermath issue. We have the symbol. We have another symbol here. We got the credits. We got a barcode. We got the DC Universe label. We have the main logo. And we have a question for us. The last race of Wally West. Take a look. It's almost that Spider-Man cover. You know the one. And here we have a Venom issue, which I have actually. Actually, I think I have both of these, now that I remember. But with this Venom issue, here we have Venom beating up totally not Nazis, but totally are Nazis, Hydra. He only appears in one page of this comic. It's mostly about his son Dylan fighting somebody. If I remember, probably an Iron Man ripoff. Let's see. And why? To get the issue out the door. Oh, and yes, this blurb right here is correct. This is also the first page of Daredevil history, if you want to know. Is that wonderful? Take a look. We have a corner box. Man, I wish for more corner boxes. I know the new Incredible Hulk run has some corner boxes, so that's pretty good. Let's see. We have the Comics Code of 40. We have the issue number and publishing date. This means Indica, if you're wondering. Let's see. We have the logo, Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. Remember when we introduced Spider-Man? Now we continue the mighty Marvel tradition with Daredevil, a worthy companion magazine to such all-time greats as the fabulous Fantastic Four. Fun fact for you, I got this from the Tom B newsletter, that this is actually a Millie the Model head. So that's kind of funny. And in this issue, you will meet the unusual hero of all. The most unusual hero of all. Matt Murdock. Fun-loving Foggy Nelson. Gorgeous Karen Page. Can you guess why Daredevil is different from all other crime fighters? And this question mark is very vital, I would say, to this entire thing. Because it's, you know, midway for the issue, you find out Daredevil is blind. Take a look at this. Take a look at this first page. Like, this is not about the cover, but this is the next page from the cover, and it's important to talk about. The origin of Daredevil. So if you open this up in the shop, this is what you see. while browsing through the store. So this is the exact same pose. This is the same title. And almost same style of advertising, I would say. Take a look. It's a miniature replica of the first Amazing Spider-Man issue. Remember this cover? If you are one of the fortunate few who bought this first copy, you probably won't part of it for anything. I mean, probably some money. Now we congratulate you for having bought another prized first edition. This magazine is certain to be one of your most valued comic mag possessions in the months to come. They did not imagine 60 years later we would still be talking about this character. And you know, in a better costume. Branding, issue number, logo, imprint, content rating, company, awesome art. That was the subject we had earlier. Oh, and some more notes. Does not take up the entire cover. You gotta give that cover some breathing room, but it's always a balancing act in which the artist has to decide. Oh, and go read the Bendis Daredevil run. I put that in there because I want people to read it. Man, this cover goes hard. 50th issue. Cool logo. And a weird rating from Marvel, like Marvel PSR. I know that was like this weird Marvel rating era after Comics Code. So that's an interesting thing to talk about. But I don't really know much about it. Let's see. We have the Marvel Knights branding, which almost more or less saved Marvel. We have the credits. We have Daredevil Man Without Fear logo. And we have Matt Murdock in this such a cool pose. Man, that's such a cool pose. Oh, we even have the artist signature. That's so cool. Oh yeah, and we also have some indica here. Oh, join the Discord, people. I'm building up that Discord. I forget what this is. I think this is a screen cap issue. But it's funny. And this is the server icon. It's so iconic. And this actually is from an Incredible Hulk comic, if you were wondering. Links in the description. Join up. Let's see. Here we have some example of bad branding. Like this was a part of the New Age of Heroes line. And it doesn't look anything different than the main universe. I mean, it is the main universe, but this is supposed to be a sideline. Now, a fun fact for you, those at home who don't really know, but they put artists first on the credits. So, like, this is one of the Kuberts doing the art for New Challengers. I know you can't see the rest of the logo. But you can always look it up online, since thankfully, there's always issue numbers here. You get to see the Dark Knight's medal, which is a lame logo, now that I think about it. Like, it's fine for a title like this, but if it says like a miniature icon, that's gonna kill some flow. Like, they should have just made this. So you see Plastic Man here? I would have just made this Plastic Man. And you see New Challengers. You see this hint of an hourglass here. You could have used that for this. Oh, and probably made this purple for more branding. That would have been better. And take a look at this. This is what the rest of the universe looked like at this time as well. With the same type of branding, you would get something on top. It's like the only thing separating New Age of Heroes apart is this header up here. And Silencer, I picked this cover because Silencer was on this cover. And she was a part of the New Age of Heroes. And here we have some awesome branding. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Clear, easy to identify branding. You have the issue number here. I'm pretty sure you have the barcode here somewhere. I have a physical copy of this, no worry. But you get to see a little bit of hints through this line, the actual inking, which I think is cool. But you can tell some are different with their inks. Like this probably isn't inked, but more like watercolor or even pencil. And so that's an interesting thing to talk about. I'm sure the Peach Momoko X-Men is going to be the biggest hit in March. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if it outsold Spider-Man, considering how popular this artist is. And let's see. We have Ultimate Universe by Hickman, which launched the line. And speaking of clickbait, Captain America doesn't actually show up in this comic. he's not even mentioned. Maybe just a brief mention, but either way he's not in it. And that was a fun read. This comic was good, but really we had a lie in the first launching pad of an entire universe. Yeah. Here we have Brian Hill, Black Panther, with the same artist as Ultimate Universe, Caselli. I'm pretty excited to read this when I get out my hands on it. You can see this hint of Black Panther having to fight Egyptian forces. Wonder who that could be. Here we have some Japanese samurai and some bamboo. I don't know much about Japanese culture, and we get to see this shadowy figure here. So it's probably Shadow King. And here we have Spider-Man, just an iconic shot of Spider-Man whipping out his webs out of the page border. Like that's what I'm talking about. And like I am so glad this one has room to breathe. That could have been a tangent. Tangents are bad, by the way. Yeah, but man, take a look at this cover. It's so good. And that's it, folks. Like and subscribe. Comment below what you liked in this video and what you didn't like in this video. Amazing Astronaut reporting out.